So you decided to go out and do some Uber Eats deliveries, but you're wondering to yourself, is it even busy? Well, if that's the case scenario, I'll be happy to show you how to verify if it's busy in your markets as an Uber Eats delivery driver. So you should see on the bottom right hand corner of your screen this little graph or bar graph icon. You're going to click there. Now, if you don't see that, it could be because of your phone. I don't know the difference between Android and iPhone, but I have an Android and I can only speak on the device that I have and I see it there. Also, if your phone is not up to date with the recent update, you want to go into either your App Store or your Play Store and make sure you have the most updated version of your Uber Eats Delivery Drivers app. This way, we all have the one that pretty much looks the same. So let's take a look at the top part of this graph currently. So the orange, or a lot more dollar signs, is supposed to symbolize that it's more busy in that area. If you're seeing yellow, it's less of a busy market. Now, I'll say one thing for sure. Even though it does indicate that, that might not mean that it's always busy. But you can take a look down below here at the bar graph. Now, this bar graph symbolizes not just the busyness, but based on the hour that you're in. If you see the orange bar, that's because that's the time slot that I was in. So that does help make things a little bit easier. Now, again, the busyness, if you're an old school delivery driver, you know that these bar graphs don't look the same as what they used to. Well, on the contrary, they look the same, but the order volume is not the same. So either way, I would still highly encourage for you to multi-app, but at least you have the graph to help figure this out. Now, if you're curious to see other markets in your area to see if they're busy, hit this icon that's a bar graph at the top right-hand corner of your page. So Uber decided to go with a simple bar graph format, and as we know by bar graphs, the higher the bar, the more likely it's going to be for orders. And as you can see, the 7 p.m., because that's the time that I recorded this and I was out doing deliveries, indicates in orange that in all of those zones, if I was in those zones at 7 p.m., that's the amount of orders that should be there, meaning high, but it varies from location. So at least they do show you other locations and exactly at the same time, but in the end, the choice is yours if you want to stay in your location or travel. Now, if you're curious to find out additional information upon how Uber even sets up these graphs and makes things work, click the information icon on the top right-hand corner of your screen, and then it's going to bring you to an info page from Uber Eats to share a little bit more details. But long story short, it's always changes when it comes to trends, orders, the history, and so on and so forward. So when it comes to doing orders, I just highly recommend multi-app, get on different apps, but the only way you're truly going to know is by going out and seeing if there's orders.